welcome back. I'm here to discuss the Alzheimer's Association and recent developments, and there on the end is Dolores Hurst, and in the middle is Tatiana Gonzalez, and then Bonnie Farmer-Hay here, and we've got a lot of things to discuss, so we're just going to jump right on in. So Tatiana is with the Alzheimer's Association. Have there been any recent developments in our states to support those with Alzheimer's and their caregivers as well?
Yes, so in 2025, the legislature established the Dementia Care Specialist Program, which will be responsible for helping connect caregivers to much needed services like support groups, available resources. If caregivers are looking for memory screenings, they can go in and receive those. So it's a huge win for our state and our caregivers who are really bearing the toll of this disease right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is wonderful. Why is it important to have advocates in Louisiana for Alzheimer's patients and their caregivers?
Yeah, so Alzheimer's really is a public health crisis, and if our advocates aren't telling their stories actively to their members of Congress or their state legislators, they might not be aware just how much of a toll it is taking on our state. It's approximately $1 billion that it costs our Medicaid program, so you know it's bearing a toll, and if it's not for our advocates telling their stories, they might not make the changes needed for our state.
And one of our advocates is Bonnie, and she's done a great job. You've traveled to Washington, D.C. A few times. What has your experience been like as an advocate?
It's very emotional. That's the main one I can say, really. Just in the last month, I've been able to share my story with Letlow, Speaker Johnson, just yesterday, Senator Cassidy, and today's Senator Kennedy. Just to name a few. Just to name a few. But it gets emotional each time. But you just kind of get a little tough, and just to thank them for the funding that they've helped push through. But there's still so much to do. Just to say that, you know, my dad has done so well in 29 years, and just to be able to say thank you, and just to keep going, just to keep pushing that funding.
And we appreciate all that you're doing. Another way to support the Alzheimer's Association is the walk to end Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Dolores, when is that? And tell us about the highlights of the walk.
Yes. So the Walk to End Alzheimer's is our biggest convener for caregivers, and also is our biggest kind of support group. For caregivers and those who are living with Alzheimer's, or those who actually are remembering family members who lived with Alzheimer's and might have passed away. The reason why we walk is for people like Bonnie's dad, and actually for Bonnie, who's our advocate and works so hard for our organization. But the walk in Monroe is September 20th. We start at 8 a.m. Our Promise Garden ceremony is at 9. That's the special thing about our walk, is our Promise Garden ceremony. It's our reminder of why we walk, and it's also our reminder of our flower of we want to find a cure for that one person. We are working hard to find research, to fund research, to find a cure for that person, and we're advocating so that we can find a cure.
How are the proceeds used, and how can we sign up?
Yeah, so proceeds are towards our local work. One is advocacy. Tatiana's a hard worker for Louisiana. Also our team, boots on the ground, so we can build support groups and infrastructure in Louisiana. Our program team builds support groups. We do education and awareness throughout the state of Louisiana and in Monroe as well, to build our volunteer basis and to actually equip them to be trainers as well, to actually teach you to train yourself and to train your community yourself. We build you up to train your community. We also are funding 3 research projects in Louisiana right now: Shreveport, Lafayette, and in New Orleans. But we want to expand research in Louisiana. We want to bring more dollars here. So we are actually working hard to research so that we can bring more research dollars. We're fundraising to bring more research dollars into Louisiana. And how you can sign up is going to www.alz.org/Louisiana Walk.
Dolores and Tatiana and Bonnie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Anytime.